like they only give you one. Come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, we're out here today. It's fall time of the year. Water's in the mid 60s. The plan today is to fish creeks and to fish really the steep banks to where they turn into the flats. I have a shallow cranking rod, a medium depth cranking rod, and I'll probably throw a topwater in the mix too, looking for schoolers really right before the flats and on the flats, and just really try to cover water. Got him. Come on. Ooh. Ooh. So, come out of there. Oh. It's coming down through this bank, and I seen a lot of shad working right here. I seen some shad starting to work right up here in this shade. Picked up the spook, fired down there, and got him. Pretty fish. So anytime in the fall, I like to come to the back of these little creeks and fish the drains, but I also like to set parallel to the deeper side. That way you have a lot of shad and stuff over here, but the fish don't have to work as hard whenever they can just sit over here on this bluff side and wait for the shad to kind of come to them. We have a little bit of a north wind kind of coming in, and it's more shady over here, so you always want to focus on the shade. Throwing a topwater today really wasn't my plan, but this time of year you always have to have a topwater on the deck because you always look for schoolers, and I've seen some schoolers coming in this little drain right here. These fish will push these bait fish to the back, and it's another way to cover a lot of water this time of year and to get big bites. Stay over that float. Get in here. All right. So just like that fish that we just caught in the pocket before we swung in here, kind of a steeper bank on the side, but I can see a little bit of brush up there. I fired that spook up there and he ate it. So the rod of choice when I'm throwing a topwater is a lowrider head turner. It's a 610, it's a medium heavy. It's got just enough, it's got a fast tip, but it's soft enough to where I can make a long cast and I can work the bait with ease. And I like to throw 20 to 30 pound braid, and even with throwing straight braid, I don't feel like it's going to rip the hooks out of the fish's mouth. One thing I like to do when I'm throwing a topwater is I like to keep the bait down whenever I throw, because I want to skip that bait off the top of the water. I don't want it just to splat. I want it to move to mimic a bait fish even more, because a lot of times whenever you throw it out there like that and it hits the water and bounce, sometimes they'll blow up on it before you even have a chance to engage your reel. And when I am throwing a topwater, I always want a high-speed reel. That way I can catch up to the fish if they come up and eat it before I even have my reel engaged, or if I see one bust out, I can reel in real fast. So always have a high-speed reel. Just had one blow up all over it and I missed it, so I'm gonna see if we can throw back and get it. Anytime that you have one blow up on your bait, you always want to throw back. Come on, baby. Come on. Get in here. Another good one. So I threw, like he wanted it. Good fish. So I threw past this piece of structure the first cast and missed him. And it took me 2 or 3 more turns, and I was actually about to go back there again and engage my reel real fast to start reeling it back in, and he came up and ate it. That's another one. Get out of that tree. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Another pretty fish. That one came right next to the PVC stuff, looks like, laying up there. When I'm fishing around structure, I always want to throw past whatever I'm throwing at. I don't ever want to throw right on top of it. If you throw right on top of it, you could land right in the middle of the bush or stump or whatever you're throwing at and get hung up and completely waste your cast and ruin that piece of structure that you were fishing. There we go. Got us another good one on the spook. You know, the plan was to really be cranking all this today, but we have, you know, little spotty cloud cover, and I really feel like these fish are really wanting to feed up, so we're just going to continue to throw this topwater until they quit biting for us. So in the fall of the year, I always like to start in a creek, in a big creek. I like to go into the little pockets in the back, and the plan today was to really fish kind of this big chunk rock behind us in crank, but if you see the lake is so low, there's a lot of isolated targets, and I've just stayed open-minded, picked up a topwater, and it's been very rewarding. So always stay open-minded, always look for any piece of cover you can find in the water, especially whenever the lake is on the drawdown period, because these fish will really get in these isolated brush piles or just lay downs or the side of a dock. The most important thing is to be open-minded and cover water. Come on, baby. He's green. There we go. Pretty fish. Look how green he is. The pliers. So that fish there, threw down, made a long cast across this point. There's one little boulder, you see it isolated just right off the side of it. Came up and got it. See if we can get another one off of it. That one blew up on it and came back and just freight trained it. Another good one. Come here, baby. Come on, baby. Get up. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. I think he wanted it too. This fish actually came right where that last one we just caught came from. Just changed it up the angle a little bit, and he missed it the first time, came back and jumped all over it. It's a pretty fish. It's been a good day. We didn't stick to our plan. We stayed open-minded. We had a plan to shoot a crankbait video, but right off the bat, caught a fish on a topwater. Went trying to expand on the pattern, just run an isolated cover, whether it's shallow rocks, wood, anything that we could really find in the water. Deep water nearby was key. Thank you all for watching.